I should probably go to Kevin directly for the answer to this question, because it would be another 1-word, 2-letter response. But hey, I'm the guy that posted it to the screen, and we could bypass it, but it may stir up a little discussion in the chat. And there's got to be some context here, Ferris, as well. I don't believe that regardless of what happens in the Ohio State-Michigan game next year, that affects Ryan Day. But let's put some more context to it. Is Ohio State 11-0 and they lose to Michigan, or are they 8-3 and they lose to Michigan, or are they 5-6 and they lose to Michigan? Did they lose to Michigan on a last-second field goal? Did they lose by 50 points? And again, it would just be a second loss to Michigan. Does anyone want to take this one on? Ryan Day getting fired if he loses to Michigan next year.
Absolutely. If you lose twice to a mid-major team, you should be out. You should be out if you lose to a team like Michigan twice. But all joking aside, that's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts right there at this point of saying if that happens. I mean, obviously it's going to be very different in terms of this game's in Columbus, getting them in Columbus after the year that they were too sick to play in Columbus and everything else. But, a lot of people really quick to pull triggers on coaches, and I understand that not everybody in this chat necessarily is an Ohio State fan, and there's some hopeful viewing there, but no.
No, he's not going anywhere. I think Mark makes a good point. If it's a total collapse and it's 8-4 and they lose to them and they're 8-4, whatever, then, maybe there's some murmuring or whatever, but they recruit too well, generally have done too well to think that he's going to be out anytime soon. And, one bad year isn't going to put a crimp in that. And, I don't know. I mean, we've got to this point now. If you don't win the national championship, you're a total and complete abject failure. And that's unfortunate, but because Ohio State went 30 some years and didn't win a national championship, and people still enjoyed the football. So in some way, I don't know how, but I'm making fun of all you people. I'm sorry, but it's just ridiculous, the whole thing. I mean, yeah, you want to win it and everything, but you've got to put the best team on the field to expect to win it. That's the thing. And in recent years, some years they've had the best team and didn't get there. Maybe like the Fields year with Clemson when they lost. They got upset in some regards, and it took an act of God with all the calls and everything that went against them to lose that game. And that was a team that could have, should have won the national championship maybe. Although running into LSU and Joe Burrow, maybe they wouldn't have. I don't know. But I don't know. It just they didn't have the best team in the country last year or really the year before that. So, it is what it is. But, keep taking those hacks and keep getting there. That's the big thing. You got to get in the playoff to win the playoff. And to me, that should be the goal to start every season, is to win the Big Ten, beat Michigan, and get in the playoff. If you do those three things, it's been a pretty doggone good year. And then you take your cuts and you hope to get to the championship game, and you hope you get the proper break and you win the national championship. So it's a process, one step after another.
I think if Ryan Day loses to Michigan this year, Chris Holtmann should be fired.
That's a popular sentiment. I don't think that anybody's rooting for them to lose to Michigan, but no. Public opinion on Holtmann, is I'll say this: there's a vocal minority who have come out anti-Holtmann because they kind of just feel like the program is treading water right now, making the tournament and not doing much else, not winning Big Ten championships and not advancing in the tournament. So I'll just say this: they went farther this year than they did last year. So I guess that's a good thing.
I will say the vocal
Steve says vocal minority. I say lunatic fringe.
Yeah.
Okay. Them too.
The same people that would have rather had Quinn Ewers starting for Ohio State than CJ Stroud last year. But also, like, whatever happens against Michigan, is that really a measuring stick. I mean, Tom Amstutz at Toledo beat Michigan and still got fired. It's like, that's no way to measure anything.
We could also put it this way. Michigan's most famed, legendary, popular, and by most measurements successful coach, Bo Schembechler, coached for 21 years. He didn't win a national championship.
I got 2 words for you. Go Villanova.